I want me some glory hole.
Yeah, hello and welcome to the Football Glory Hole Podcast. We're listening on Apple Podcasts, Google, SoundCloud, Spreaker. Watch us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Instagram, live or recorded any way you can afford it, baby. We thank each and every Glory Hole seeker for tuning in this week. I am your host, Bo Stevens, and I'm joined here, as always, by my good buddy Longhorn. Longhorn, we've already gave all of our Thanksgiving pod out, so it is time to get right into it. It is time to get over every win in the NFL in the air tonight, baby.
Well, you are here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's time!
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Thank God!
What do you think is happening right now?
What's happening over here?
Excuse me, what is happening here?
What is happening?
What the fuck just happened?
Oh, you know what's happening. It's time for all those wins coming in the air tonight, baby. All right, Longhorn, it's time to get into it. But before we do, we got to talk about our sponsor. It's TexasTelehealth.com. Let's face it, boys and girls, it's the holidays. Can't be sick, but going to the doctor fucking sucks. You got to schedule time off work to get an appointment. Wait up for up to an hour to just finally see a doctor. Not at TexasTelehealth.com. My good friend Dr. West has a way to skip all that bullshit. Go to the website. Schedule your appointment. As little as 30 minutes or less, you're on the phone with him. He's got you diagnosed, got you a script written, got you feeling better in no time. And the best part is you never have to leave your house or work again. I go to Dr. West, Longhorn does, my parents do, and you should too, because it's TexasTelehealth.com. They treat everything from the common cold, flu, ED, VD, and weight loss too. You get that old Zempic, baby, for $119 for a 30-day supply, and your consultation is always free with accepted health insurance. So, whether you got a peen that's turned green, a little too much size around your thighs, or yellow shit coming out of your nose, lungs, and eyes, go to TexasTelehealth.com right now. And be sure to tell them the FGH sent you. That is Texas, T-E-L-E Health.com for all your medical needs. And with that, Longhorn, let's just have a little recap, shall we, before we get into these games from the Thursday pod and Thursday games. Our boy CK, player props, been telling you. I don't know how many other ways I can fucking tell you people. How many fucking other ways can I tell you people? 8-3. He had an 8-3 day on Thanksgiving. I don't know, another 5 units. Thank you very much.
Good day.
Why you're not onto it? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm 2-1 so far in the NFL, 2-0 in college, so 4-1 overall. Good start to the week. And on the Thanksgiving pods, all the Pick Palooza shit we gave out, you're up 5 units. 5 units if you played everything that we told you. So, again, another great start to the week for FGH Longhorn. Let's just keep this train a-rolling, baby. And we're going to do that. We're going to start down in Tampa Bay, where those Bakerless Tampas are hosting those Arizona midgetless Cardinals. We got no Baker. We got no midget.
I don't know. It's not for sure yet. Baker might. They're saying he might go.
The money is coming in. Let's see where the money's coming in. Money. It is.
You know, actually, Baker will just fucking be like, nah, I'm going. I'm good to go.
It's slightly still trickling in on Tampa. It looks like the market's hit its head right now on 3.5. So we'll call it 3.5. A little shady there. Now DK's got them at 4.5. So they're hedging pretty hard that Baker's playing. I think 3 we talked about on the look ahead. 3 was a fair line with it was 6.5 on the look ahead. So you're talking about 3.5 point downgrade from Baker to Teddy Bridgewater, who, you know, it's been a while since we've seen Teddy, but last time we did, he's got to be one of the best backups in the entire NFL. So very comfortable backup here, very capable backup. It's 3.5 though. Are you going to lay it with Teddy and the boys versus those Arizona midgetless Cardinals running out of room and reason to fight? Maybe the coach is dead man walking. I don't know. Lots of shit in this one, Longhorn. Lots of unknowns.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not. There's no big calls for me on this one. Too much uncertainty with the Baker situation because if Sunday morning they say he's a go, this line's popping right back up to 6.5.
Yep.
And so there's just, I mean, it's just I can't do it now. I like that fact that Irving's coming back. So that's a plus, and I do like Teddy Two Gloves. Like force lean. I'm going to lean to Tampa here, just simply because they have something to play for. They got Carolina technically on their heels. If you buy into
Not technically, fucking very much so.
they very much are in the record, but these two teams feel very different going forward. But that's motivation for them to play hard for Teddy in this backup role and get this win. On the other side, you got to wonder about the motivation with Arizona. The coach situation with everything that's gone down with him and some of those situations that we've talked about on the previous pods, and then now Walter Nolan, the guy that I was pimping out, that's going to change this defense. And he did for a brief moment. He's already hurt again and out. So
Jesus,
I don't. Look, Arizona's is one of those tease teams. They're starting to put a lot of pieces in place. They're not there yet. And we'll see what happens with the coaching offseason. We'll get into that in the later pause. But I don't have anything on this, and I would just lean on a force to Tampa Bay just for motivation purposes.
yeah, I don't have much on this one either. I'd have to agree with you simply because we both were on Arizona last week. We got the push at the 3. We had to work hard to get it. Had to work real hard to get that 3 at home against a team that shouldn't really be laying 3 points on the road in Jacksonville. And Jacksonville didn't play well.
And they got 5 turnovers.
Yeah, they got 5 turnovers.
And couldn't win the game.
And we barely got the push. So yeah, I can't take 3.5 on the road. That's
they're not a team you want to be betting on right now for sure.
No, we thought we found the perfect sweet spot for them last week. We barely survived on a push on that with, like you said, 5 turnovers and Jacoby Brissett playing, I don't know, his best game probably so far in the starting role with them.
Look, here, if you're an Arizona fan, you got to get Kyler. You got to get the curse of Kyler. Get the midget curse out of your building. Trade him in the offseason. He's just, I'm serious. Like, you got to clean house.
Do you have to do like a little, like, you have to have a bunch of little people come in and do a rain dance, a seance? How do you get the midget curse out, though? That's a tall task.
Let's just say it's going to be a lopsided deal. Like, no matter whether it's a cut or a trade, it's going to be lopsided. It's not going to look or feel right at all. But yeah, get him out, man. And I don't think the coach is the long-term answer, but I've seen some things from him over the past tenure that he's been there that maybe he'd be okay. You just got to get rid of that midget curse. The curse of the midgets will get you every time.
I think maybe he's one of those coaches that needs one more stop as a coordinator somewhere, and then maybe learn, from the first go around. Usually, if you're good enough, you'll get a second chance in the NFL.
Sneaky tanking team. Because, if they are going to get rid of Kyler, you ain't going forward with Brissett. And they've got 3 wins as of right now. And whatever, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this team, but they might be tanking. They as much as you can tank without, actually tanking.
Organically tanking. Organically tanking. All right, let's move on to another team that should be organically tanking, outwardly tanking. A big fucking sign that says, hey, we're tanking. That's those New York Jets. Jets. They're hosting those hot Atlanta Falcons. All right, Falcons got Kirk Cousins. That's for the rest of the season. We can all just live with it and get over it. 2.5 is what we're looking at. 2.5 juice, though, across the board, moving towards 3. So people not buying the Jets. People are buying the Falcons. Longhorn, what do you got on this one?
Uh-oh, you hear that, Bo Cephas?
Uh-oh.
You hear that?
I do hear that.
You hear that? That's the upset sounder. Not so fast, my friend. Those New York Jets, I will take the 2.5 that it is at for a unit. We're not going crazy. And I'm assuming the money line is going to be about, plus 120 or so that we're looking at.
We are looking at
so
plus 122.
Okay. I'll do that for a half. Let's not go too crazy on that. Because you know what? No, let's go full unit. 1-1. As far as this game, Tyrod Taylor which I think that's what we're getting is Tyrod Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
They're done with Fields. I think they're done with that dude.
Yeah, the shuffle backward. Now, by the way, this is I do get to dog cuss next week the greatest black head coach in the world of the Jets if he burns me here. So it's kind of a win-win if we're being honest.
You burned me, bozo. You got my buddy a bad pair.
So Tyrod outplayed Lamar last week. Now you might say, "Holy
Badly.
shit! How did he do that?" Well, I think I could outplay Lamar right now the way he's playing football. So,
He has not scored a touchdown in 3 games.
yeah, but with
That's the
that
first
said,
time ever in his career.
he still did it. Okay, he still put up better numbers. And Tyrod in his career has kind of been one of those Brissett, Josh Johnson. I don't know. Just go down your list of journeyman backup quarterbacks that in a pinch against bad teams can get you a win.
He has his moments.
Yeah. Now and then Cousins on the other side is coming off his like, hey guys, I'm still here. Game of the year. I can still play football. Kind of.
Pilot.
Yeah. So I like the crash back down to earth spot here for Mr. Cousins, outside, outdoors, and some
You don't
inclement
believe
weather.
in Kirk Cousins just because he went and beat the Saints. I mean, who beats the Saints?
I'm gonna pass on the Kirk Cousins love. Yeah, and look, the Jets would love to be in this, and they are in the race for the top pick. But with a new coach, that as much shit as I talk about him, they're not going to get rid of him. You're not going to fire a coach after 1 year, no matter how bad he's been, no matter how black he is. They're not going to get rid of him. It's just not going to happen. So he's going to be there. There are some quarterbacks, in that top 5 to 10 that you don't have to have the top pick to. And both of us, you watch a lot of college football. There isn't even a runaway for. I know Mendoza is probably going to be the top pick, but like he's not Andrew Luck, No. So like if you want to just secure,
there was a couple of guys that to start the season they were like, okay, these are the guys. It's going to be Sellers. It's going to be
Drew Aller.
It's going to be like, and every one of those guys literally fell apart during the season. So every dude that was supposed to be the dude, not the dude. Now, you know how it goes when we get to combine time and these guys start running around in shorts and showing off their arm. When Drew Aller gets to the combine, he is going to make scouts come in their pants. Like, this kid is just going to do that to them.
Including me.
And, yeah, everybody's going to get sucked into
I still
that.
like Aller.
Yeah, and so he probably will end up the number 1 guy. But, again, as far as, like, the grades right now, they're also mixed match. There is no true number 1. So, yeah, you're right.
And I don't want to spend a lot of time, but I did hear a new quarterback name recently in the mix. Dante Moore is he's shooting
fucking trash.
I was like, what? So yeah, he's projected number 11 overall right now. So we're just we're talking about new quarterbacks that are going to be in the mix. There's always these ones that pop up, and he's one from Oregon that's going to be up there. But yeah, as far as this game. Bottom line, New York Jets can stand to win a game and still be in that mix for one of the quarterbacks at the top of the draft. No reason to let down. And Breece Hall should go donkey. And I'd love to hear your matchup, situation, which you've been red hot on. I've used that a lot this year. You don't have it on this one?
Yeah, I hate to disappoint you.
Okay, well, fine. Because from the things that I use, it should be a great Breece Hall day, and they're going to need that if they're going to have a chance to win this game. So, Jets to win. Jets. Place your bets this time on them to win, not against them.
They won me money last week 2 different ways, so I'm not mad at you. They are a play-on team because they do get so undervalued right now. Let's look at some.
Just because I like to hear it. It just makes me feel good. Makes me feel good.
Atlanta 28th in defensive success rate against the run this year. So not quite dead last, but not good at all. So yeah.
Good enough for me. For me.
Jets, by the way, top 5 rushing defense against success rate.
A lot of that's with Quinnen Williams, though, so there is a factor there. No doubt. He's turned around the Dallas defense and
you ain't lying, boy. You ain't lying. All right, let's move on to what are we moving on to? Okay, this is a game that it matters to a lot of people. Unfortunately, I did grade this one because now I've got enough data on Davis Mills, but it's those Indianapolis Colts, those Indiana Joneses facing those Houston. I said Houston with an H. Texans. We got Indiana Jones with a broken leg. We got Davis Mills. That he's Davis Mills. So, Longhorn, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, so no sounders, no danger zones, no big dick picks on this one. And it's quarterback uncertainty. I lean towards Houston in the points, obviously, in a game like this, division game. Kind of a tight, not out of reach division race. Let's just put it that way. If Houston wins this game, they can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Huge game for them. But Stroud and his fucking headache. What do I even do with this? Like you got a guy. Al, here's a guy.
Some Nuprin.
Al, here's a guy on the other side of the field who's playing with a broken goddamn leg, and we got a guy who he's got a headache. His tummy's upset. I need more from you, Stroud. I need you to prove me that you are a win at all costs type quarterback. So that's the reason that's keeping me off of any kind of upset pick here. That, and I've got a lot of teams, a lot of underdogs that I like to win this week. Coming off of, every fucking game on Thursday, the underdog won straight up, and the Friday game. All the dogs have won 4 for 4. This has me worried. Or is it a trend of what's to come this weekend? We will find out. But I got to pick and choose my underdogs
going in
to
runs,
win.
dude, like that. It's 12 out of 14 favorites or fucking 10 out of 14 dollars.
Yeah.
It's been such a crazy 50-50 run. Every week it seems to just shift, and which is perfect. That's exactly what the gambling market wants.
And it's leveling. It's leveling where we want it, right where we want it to have a good year, which is why we're having a it's certainly on the podcast. If you listen to the podcast on every breakdown of every game, it's certainly been a good year. I'm up to 4th place in the every game pick'em pool that I'm in.
Nice.
I know that the records overall in the NFL aren't where we want them to be, just cherry picking because, sometimes that's the way it goes. But if you listen to the podcast and every game that we're talking about, it's been really good when we combine our minds. I put out a premium pick, and I'll just go ahead and give it out here to live on the show. I love the first half under in this game, and I've had some success with these first half unders. I haven't put a whole lot out to premium clients just because I'm kind of trying out, my spots on this.
He's dabbling, people. He's dabbling.
I'm dabbling. But when I do it, at least on my personal, but when I've been doing it, it has to be a key number. So I want to go under a key number. It's at 21.5, and I actually didn't check to see if it's still at 21.5, but I did it earlier today, and it was. And it's the quarterback issues. It's both quarterback injury issues. So Stroud coming off a 3 or 4 week headache, he's going to be sluggish. You got to think he's going to be sluggish. Plus, he hasn't had a lot of practice time. So there's going to. I think Stroud's playing. Dude, I don't know. Actually, but even if it's Davis Mills, then I don't care. I still like the under. So, and then on the other side, he
hasn't been good anyway. So it's
he hasn't been great. The only thing that I'm worried about in this game with Indy, and it's the reason why I wouldn't slam in Houston on a pick'em to win, is they've played several games in a row on the grass outside. So this is a dome team, likes to play on a fast track. They're finally coming home to the fast track. So we'll see if some of that suppressed offense that they've been having is just the grass, or it is something deeper than that. But I do like the first half under. Hopefully it's Stroud. I do hope it's Stroud, because he can spare everybody to death with his headache, and it ends up being like a 10-7 type first half, or 10-6, or 13-6. There's a lot of ways to get under 21.5 points in the first half. So lean to Indy, lean to the Texans on the overall line.
All right, so Indy here. The power rank grade, I had to turn them off just because, again, if it's Mills, I can't. I can make an adjustment on it or whatever, but I'm not doing that. But I did grade it with Mills since I have the date on there. I do have Indy winning this game by 4, 23-19. That would go to the under. I like the under. in this game, several different reasons. Number one, it's not a good matchup for Indiana Jones. Even if he didn't have a broken leg, he loses 2 points to the BBG. This fucking Houston defense is awesome. They play great every single week. You talk about, I've talked about letdowns here and there. There's been no letdown with this Houston defense. They come to fucking play every single week. Their coach is awesome. He's got them playing, as good a football as you could possibly play with Davis fucking Mills as your quarterback. They're still out there making a run at this fucking playoff. Like, that should tell you everything that you fucking need to know. That they can score, 20 points if they're lucky weekly and still be out there winning football games in the NFL in the year 2025. That's how good this defense is. He is going to struggle with this. Davis Mills grades out flat versus the Indy defense, which means he's going to suck as bad as he normally does. But, he'll be Davis Mills. But both running games lose half a point to the BBG here, too. That's huge for Indy. If their running back doesn't play well, we know what happens to his offense. It doesn't do that good. I do have Indy winning the game, but I do like your undercall. I like it the low-scoring game overall. Again, I just really think Indiana Jones is going to struggle here versus this scheme and their overall defensive play. And if what's the running back's name? Sorry, it slipped my mind.
Taylor?
Yeah, if Taylor's going to be slowed, which my numbers say he's going to be slowed, which, slowed for him, he might go for 95 instead of 135, right?
Eventually, but he might wear him down in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he'll wear him down in the fourth quarter, and Davis Mills won't be able to sustain draws, yada, yada, yada. And eventually Indy goes and wins the game because they're the better team. That's what should happen. But, yeah, the low-scoring thing I like, the first half under, I really liked a lot. So
it is TJ, by the way. So as of 6 hours ago, CJ will make his return from concussion for the Texans. So I needed that because I really, even though he's the much better quarterback, he hasn't played in a month and he's got a headache. He's gonna have to take some time.
Somebody found that guy some Nuprin. That's good shit.
I mean, what a brave soul to come back after 3 weeks from a concussion.
What a brave individual.
Somewhere Troy Aikman is just slamming his fist into a wall and saying, "I can't with these fucking kids. I tell you, I can't stand it."
All right, let's move on to those Tennessee Fighting Titans. They're hosting my Jacksonville Jaguars. This line is down Longhorn to 6 points right now. Look ahead or open at 7. When I went through and graded for 6.5, we're down to 6. We are down to 6. So Longhorn, what do you got here?
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and hit it for you because this is gonna be the big dick pick of the week.
Gonna pop off a piece of my dick.
Floppy donkey dick.
Is that your fucking dick?
With my dick.
Nice big cock.
I ain't gonna put.
Oh, sorry. I ended too early. This is the first of at least 2 big dick picks of the week, by the way. So let's start with this one.
So what do you want on it?
Oh, what's the money line on this one?
It's got to be healthy. Let's see.
It's going to be healthy when you're picking. Is it going to be healthy when you're picking Tennessee to win a game? I hope so.
I mean, I would hope so. Let's see. Plus 10,000? No. Plus 237.
I'll take 1/10 of a unit on plus 10,000. Let's go 2 on the point spread and 1 on the money line.
2 units plus 6. 1 unit money line plus
Yes,
2. I'm going to give you 240.
Okay, I'll take it.
That's a more round number.
I take every nickel you can get.
There's plenty of 240s out there. There's a couple of 260s out there. So we'll go 240.
All right, so with this game, obviously division game, and no more free square with Tennessee. Like let's just face it, they've
Boy, what a turnaround you've had on this fucking team.
Well, I mean, you got like
every week is going to be picking against Tennessee. Don't worry about it. And then as soon as you started doing that, they started covering. I swear to God,
for sure. And a stupid, stubborn handicapper would beat his head against the wall and not pay attention to what's actually going on. And I'm not going to do that. So
Cam Ward's sneakily getting better. He's sneakily
a little bit. And I hope
that
the trend of him running last week continues because that was a huge part of helping them get some points on offense. This is a travel spot for Jacksonville, though. Bad travel spot. 4 out of 5 games they've had on the road, and Tennessee is in the 4th straight
coming off an overtime travel all the way to the West Coast time zone, back to the East Coast, in the overtime, now going up to play division rival in a spot where we know that Jacksonville doesn't travel well to Tennessee to begin with.
Right. And it's the fourth straight home game for Tennessee. So for a young team, developing team with a new coach.
That's why Cam's playing better. He's getting that home cooking punani for 4 weeks.
I don't care
straight.
what he gets, just get the fucking win. Again, you're talking about a team that they don't need a tank. They got their quarterback. There's no reason to tank. You're going to get max effort. We saw Jeffrey Simmons come back last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. He's just a huge difference to that defense, and we haven't seen the quit. And a lot of that has to do with the coach getting fired. So, like, if they'd have kept the coach, oh, man, this would have been, like, free square the whole rest of the year. But a change like that, you know, can kind of, like, rejuvenate and get people going. And Jeffrey
It's so
Simmons,
funny, too, because they didn't get the initial dead cat bounce. They came out the very next week and got fucking hammered.
Yeah.
And then it's been after that they've actually started to, you know, make more effort. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and, you know, like, I'm usually against that because I don't even know who their new coach is. But
Nobody knows.
Right. But you don't – this is the problem. You don't want him to, like, be too good because then you're going to, like, well, maybe we should keep
they're
this
still
guy.
not winning games, per se.
Not yet. But what if they start keep playing well and they start winning? So, like, it's just, I don't like that because, fuck it, man. If you're going to be bad, just let that piece of shit ride it out and go get a whole new coach. But whatever. I now the weather in Tennessee is not supposed to be fantastic this weekend. I need to look that up, but it just everything lines up for me to go against Trevor. And anytime I can go against Trevor and the way he's playing, line me up, like just sign me up. I want all of that. Against Arizona, 5 turnovers. He just doesn't inspire anything in his team, and I know he's missing receivers, and that's fine. Like he's not got great people to throw to right now. I get that, but Tennessee should be able to stop the run. And I think I've heard you say in the past, the key to Jacksonville is can they run the ball with ETN, with Tootin.
It's more too on the explosive part of their running game because their running game overall isn't great, consistent down to down. They don't have a great success rate. It's like, but they get those explosive plays out of that, and they get the explosive plays. They grade out like that. That's where you're really fucking in trouble.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm all in on Tennessee, so we'll see how that works out for me. That's not a great feeling, but you go ahead and take it away. God, it's funny just looking at the score, like the standings. Yeah, I'm taking a 1-10 team to beat the 7-4 team. That's awesome. I love that.
That's prime time NFL right there, baby. That's what happens. All right, so this line, I got to be honest with you, I thought I would land on Tennessee too. I couldn't get there, so the power rankings is a no call. I've got Jacksonville graded out to win 25-18, which is within the point of the lines. That's a no call for me. It's not a good matchup for Cam Moore to lose a half a point. Actually, it's a decent matchup for TL. He gains a point. Not a good matchup for Tennessee's running game. They lose half a point, plus half a point for Jacksonville's running game. 41.5 is what the total sitting at. I've got it going over that. The weather could definitely play a factor in that. But Tennessee is one of those teams, too. I mean, I said it last week. How the fuck is this? Like, why is all this money coming in under? Why was this blah, blah, blah? And I didn't bet it. And then the game goes way fucking over. The total was 39.5 or whatever it closed at last week. They ended up scoring like fucking 55 or whatever it was. Like, dude, their defense stinks. And they've been playing better on offense. Like, but these totals continue to be, depressed. The market hasn't caught up with them, I don't think. Now, weather could play a factor in this game going over or not.
It's in the 30s and rainy.
Yeah, the rain stinks. The wind's worse. But, again, the way Tennessee's playing on offense and moving the ball, and they've been that team with a horseshoe up their ass on special teams, they need to save that for a year. They might actually win some games, really. But still, they've had it. And the way Jacksonville turns the ball over, dude. I mean, you could easily see Trevor throwing a pick six in this game. You throw a pick six in this game, it's going over 41. Get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, I don't have a lean on the game. Like I said, it came out right on the number for me. Over, I would dabble at if, it was a better weather prediction. Don't like going overs in the rain. Although, again, turnovers do create scores, create short fields, do create cheap overs on shitty football games either way. So that could be an angle on that too. All right, let's move on to those Carolina Panthers. Oh, this is hilarious. So, preseason line on this one was Rams -3.5.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Benny
That's,
Gonzalez says, "Oh my God." Right now we're sitting at, where is this game? Carolina.
see, that's just
Oh, 10 and a half.
that makes
Well,
me worried.
Let's
That
say
makes me worried.
let's say 10.
10's better than 10.5 for sure, but I don't. That makes me worried because when you say it like that, like, yeah, I get that the Rams are way better than we thought, especially with the preseason.
But Carolina
stat.
is too. They've won 16.
That's what I'm
They're
gonna
over
say.
6.5.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how can it be that drastic
7 points.
when the Rams are just a tick over better than we thought? Maybe a couple ticks.
Yeah,
but Carolina's certainly equally.
Realistically, record-wise, the Rams are a couple ticks, but watching the game, and again, we've said this many times now for the last 2-3 weeks, the Rams in Seattle have separated themselves from the rest of this NFC league as Philly starts to continually slide backwards. They're going back to the minutia of everybody in the middle.
Yeah.
Detroit sliding backwards. Green Bay, the Bears, they're all fighting. The Rams in Seattle aren't fighting with anybody. They just beat the shit out of everybody every fucking week.
And the Rams have separated from Seattle as of right now. So
As of right now, but I mean
it's
if Darnold
close.
doesn't
But,
throw the ball, Darnold doesn't turn the ball over 4 fucking times.
okay, well, they played once and he did. So, like, I mean,
Exactly.
they're definitely the best team in the NFL. The Rams are the best team in the NFL, and
Yes, they are.
so and like I said, you know, and this might be a mistake. You don't want to handicap per week. You don't want to handicap per week, but I needed to find favorites that I like on this slate because I just like so many of the dogs. I mean, if you're going to like a favorite, why not like the best team in the NFL? It seems like a good spot. Carolina does have some secondary issues with some injuries, and I wanted to pull that up. But that's not a team. This is not a team you want to have secondary issues against Puka and Devontae Adams. Let's see, who is it?
Devontae Adams, by the way, has a chance. This is just an obscure stat, but you know how much I love obscure stats. He's leading the league right now in touchdown receptions. If he ends up leading the league in touchdown receptions, he will be the first player of all time to lead the league in touchdown receptions for 3 separate franchises in a season.
Oh my God,
That's
that
fucking
is,
amazing.
I don't know
amazing.
that'll ever happen. That's one of those records that I don't think would ever be broken if he does that. That's freaking awesome.
It's fucking crazy.
It's J.C. Horn, by the way, who's going to be out. Their best cornerback. That's not what you
I
want.
thought he was the white guy that played for New York.
Nope, that's Seaborn or Seahorn.
That's right.
In
Yeah,
the
that guy.
90s or 2000s or whatever it was. Close, very close. Slight pigment difference. No, so normally this, like, Carolina at home is normally a good spot. It's kind of where you want to be.
It's been their money spot all fucking
It
year.
has been, and you know, my handicap's terrible. It means I'm probably going to lose.
Indiana's
it.
up 55-3 right now, by the way.
Oh
They're not
my God.
stopping. They're not stopping.
Well, if there's ever a team you don't want to bet for a letdown, just don't bet them. I think that my handicap is weak, and I think I'm trying to force in the Rams because I have so many dogs that I like. So where are you at?
It's not your best work, I'll say that.
Yeah, like cause, I mean,
So I mean, here's the thing. Here's where I'm at numbers wise. It's all Carolina. Power rankings Carolina. This number's too high. I've got the Rams winning 24-18. That's slightly under the total of 45. It's not a good matchup for Bryce. He loses a point. It's a flat matchup for Stafford, which means he's going to be an MVP. So that's not good on the Carolina side. And it's not a good matchup for Carolina's running game, which is really bad. They lose a point there. The Rams gain a half a point there. So all that supports you, but the total points don't, only because Carolina's defense, especially at home, been grading out very, very well. But here's 2 separate trends, and they go both sides. So the Panthers are going on a bye. And if you're home dog before a bye since 2021, 19-14-1 ATS, 57.6%. Covering by a point per game. However, that's on a line of 4.3. This line is considerably higher than that. 14-20 straight up, though. That's 41%. That's pretty much on average, a little bit below average. Losing by 3 points a game, that would get you covered there as well. But I started to wonder, Longhorn, this is one of the latest. I mean, you got 4 teams going on a bye this week. It's the latest bye. This is the last teams that get a bye. So I said, okay, since we went to this new format, how many teams have had a bye week 13 or later? I think this is the last week for byes since they went to the new format. If you look at that and you're a home dog and your bye is coming, or it's week 13 or later, so in other words, you're going in a bye in week 14, you're 0-5 straight up, losing by exactly 10 points per game. 1-4 ATS, not covering by 6.4 points a game on an average line of 4.8. So now 3-2 to the over. So it does. It goes against my under thing there, but overall it's way under from just the dog before the bye. 11, 21, and 2 to the under. That is 66% to the under. So I like kind of a sloppier game. There's no way I could bet the Rams here just because my numbers don't support it. However, that late buy thing is going to be something to watch going forward. It's a new development. We only have 5 games worth of data. That's not worth pinning your hat on. But again, the fact that they lose by exactly 10 points per game, that's crazy.
Is it the 45 over under?
45 is what I had it written down at.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Why is that?
Seems high, doesn't it?
No.
No?
Oh my god. The Rams could score fucking 30.
45 or 44 and a half, depending on where you get it at.
Oh my god. That's way too low. Maybe it's just gonna be low score game. Like I was looking at the lineup, and something caught my eye, and I had to do the math on it. Because the highest offensive line, and all the Super Bowl teams, I always do their PFF grades and just kind of keep a track of what the best teams in the NFL have at certain positions. The best O-line combination PFF grade I've ever seen was Philadelphia from a couple of years ago when they averaged, I think it was 75 or 76. I'd have to look up my sheet. I just added the Rams as of right now. They're averaging 78.5 on the O-line. That would be by far the highest rating if they finish this way that I've ever seen on the PFF as a combined offensive line. So maybe that's why they're just the best team in the NFL, because no one can touch Stafford. They have amazing receivers, and how they could score 40 themselves.
Wait, are you telling me that if you have a Hall of Fame type quarterback and you put an offensive line around him that lets nobody touch him and great weapons, you're going to go be good? I don't know about all that. It
seems like an easy strategy, but teams make it harder. That
seems too easy to be true, Longhorn.
I'm going to be honest with you. Building the offensive line is somewhat easy. Finding the Hall of Fame quarterback, that was a little bit more tough. Yeah, it was hard to do.
Usually I have to trade Jared Goff and a bag of footballs for something like that. It's crazy. I don't know.
Jared Goff. All right.
Yeah. Thinking back on that trade, woof. Oh my God, Detroit.
I have I'm going over on this game, by the way. I'm just for the podcast purposes. 44. They might score 37 themselves on offense. So unless there's is there weather in Carolina that's? I know there's a lot of weather around the.
If there's weather in Tennessee, there's weather on the whole East Coast. And generally, how that works.
Yeah, I don't know. You can go ahead to the next game. I was just
okay.
Oh, Charlotte, Sunday. No, it's going to be chilly, but no weather.
All right, well, let's move on to those Miami Dolphins. Preseason line on this: Miami -6. Current line on this: Miami. I believe they are still. No, down to 5.5. We're down to 5.5 for the Miami Dolphins. So pretty close to preseason projections here for both teams. Kind of a little shocking since Miami, was graded to be better than they performed this year. But New Orleans was graded to be exactly who we thought they were going to be, and that's the worst team in the NFL. So 6 points at home, laying it to the worst team in the NFL, Longhorn. What do you got here?
I think I'm getting so much closer. Okay, so our preseason picks, I had Miami with 7 wins. You had them with 8. I just took a glance at it, and if Miami gets this win, they're creeping closer to where I could land exactly on the mark. I'm gonna need some work.
I'm gonna go ahead and concede that I'm gonna be wrong on that one.
I think so. Listen, Coach Logic, we talked about him. This is probably going to be. They decided to not fire him, like I was talking about earlier. They're going to let him ride it out. They're going to have a bad.
It almost sounded like they're committed to him going forward a little bit.
he's gonna make them think on it. Because you can't demote a head coach to offensive coordinator. Although I bet they would love to just like say, "Hey man, can you just like kick down and like still do the offense, and we'll bring in."
I don't know, bro. Like to me, that's been the most disappointing part because like he's shown no second, and that was the whole preseason thing was like. Surely by now he's developed a second gear, a curveball, something he could do with this offense to it, and we've seen nothing. It's the same shit. Like it's basically, does A-Chain have a great game? And if he does, then they're live to win any game. If he doesn't, they're fucked. They're fucked.
Well, is that a Coach Logic problem or a Tua problem?
Well, I mean, you know what you're working with. Like so, at this point, if
right.
You're really
so if you don't have
coach,
anything, if you don't have the goods to work with, then it's.
But I mean, look what Sean Payton's done with Bo Nix. Bo Nix has been awful, literally almost every game the entire season. They continue. I know their defense is outstanding, way better, blah blah blah. But still, it does afford Sean Payton more latitude. But at the same point, they still go out and score the ball. It's not like Denver scores 8 points a game. So it's like they figured it out.
There's been a lot of mistakes building. There's been a lot of mistakes building this team. The build of this team, from the Tyreek Hill to the offensive line, just sucking. It's a lot of mistakes. So it's going to cost him his job. But he's coaching now, and he can coach to win. And he's going against a New Orleans team that doesn't want to win. They're sitting with 2 wins.
Another coach that will not get fired. It's his first year. He's a rookie head coach. He's not going anywhere.
And I think he's starting to get the feeling that he needs one of these new quarterbacks coming out of next year's draft.
You think so?
Tyler,
really?
I fucking suck shuck, ain't gonna be the answer. And the fact that they're
sports opinion.
The fact they're still playing him. What's his PFF rating? Actually, it's not horrible. It's 65. That's amazing,
dude. He's been since that very first horrific start. He hasn't been terrible. He wasn't even terrible. He wasn't good last week. Let's not get it twisted. But that very first start was so fucking bad. And then after that, he actually had a really good start in the second one. And then last week, he wasn't great, but whatever.
Okay, so
we've seen worse.
Normally with 2 bad teams, and you're getting free points.
Yeah,
I'm inclined to lean that way, and I think I am. But the Kamara injury, I don't know how this man. It's basically a bet on. It's a bet on Chuck.
He's not playing.
Yeah, he's not playing. They're going with Devin Neal, the rookie out of Kansas. I liked him coming out, but he hasn't done a whole lot. Not that. I mean, Kamara hasn't done a lot. This offense has just been like it's just how do they score with what they have on the field right now? And you got to think that Miami.
The total's 41, by the way, with this supposed to be prolific Miami of 41 is what we're sitting at.
I think I'm gonna do the okie doke just because of, again, I like a lot of other dogs, and I gotta find some favorites. I think I'm just gonna lean to Miami. I don't. Anytime I can fade this New Orleans offense and Tyler Shuck, sign me up. Miami's at home. They're coming off a bye, which I think that's a bad spot, right?
It's a bad spot. No, they're coming off a bye. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, I need some favorites, and give me Miami and Coach Logic to try to save his job. I mean, he's probably gone, but he's still trying to save his job.
You can't lose this game and save your job. I'll say that. Yeah, they got to win this game. All right, power ranking wise, it's a no call. It's a fair number. Total, it's a no call. I've got Miami winning 21-20, so literally right on the number. Obviously, that'd be New Orleans covering. Should be a decent matchup for both quarterbacks. Tua gains a half a point. I suck Shuck gains a full point against Miami's defense. Miami grades out flat on running, which means they should run just fine. New Orleans picks up a point of running. No Kamara. That grade might end up being off. But the spot is bad for Miami. Home favorites off of bye since 2021. 22, 30, and 2 ATS. It's 42.3%. But only not covering by half a point on a line, guess what, of 6.5. So we're sitting at 5.5 now. So on average, they would cover. They win by, they're 39-15 straight up, 72.2%. That's 5% over the average win for your favorites in the NFL, and they're winning by exactly 6 points. So
on a forced lean, you're taking New Orleans?
I mean, I'd have to, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's just, God Damn it, I don't want to be on him.
Yeah, I don't want to be on him. I don't want to be on. I don't want to be on
At
him.
all.
All right, let's talk about this. Is the team? This is the team. This is legendary status stuff. It's those Cleveland legendary Browns with Shador, first ballot Hall of Famer, Sanders hosting. Where did I just lost this game? Damn it! Oh, hosting those San Francisco 49ers, and the Browns, of course, are 72-point home favorites. Wait, no, I got that wrong. They're 4.5-point home dogs. Well, that's bullshit already. Now it's a juice 4.5 minus 120. Anywhere that's at. 5 points at the sharper books at Westgate and Circa, holding pretty steady there. But it opened at 6.5. So all the money, everybody wants a piece of Shador's legendary ass and the fucking Browns Longhorn. What do you got on this one?
Yeah, you can make all the jokes you want, but this is going to be the second big dick pick of the week as Arch Peyton Manning runs in for a touchdown. So they're up 10 now on them Ags.
Yeah, I knew they were going to beat us.
Yeah,
fucking do.
It was kind of like the spot.
I fucking said it. I said we weren't going to be able to stop y'all's running game. Let's see. What's your running game doing now? It's got to be up to $180 on 6.4 yards per carry. I'd say that's good.
Yeah. They're doing all right. Not that it matters.
Arch he's still under 50% passing, and earlier in the game he was at 4.2 yards per attempt. He's up to 6.2. That's way below average, but for him, not bad.
Well, that'd be amazing for Shador Sanders and the Browns. This is going to be and by the way, let's go 1.5 on this one.
Okay. So 1 unit on the +5.
Yeah. And then what's that? 2 plus 220 or so?
Probably. Let's see.
Or no, plus 200. It's down to like plus 200 or so.
Yeah. I'll give you plus 200. It's plus 189 consensus. That's a stupid number. Let's go. But at the sharper books, it's plus 200. Let's go plus 200.
Weather.
Half a unit said?
Yeah, half.
Okay.
This is going to be a nasty game. And we've seen Cleveland play the 49ers tough here at home in years past.
In a nasty game.
And when they're good. This Niners team is not that good. I know they're 8-4.
Yeah,
they're just not that good. They're not that good. Outside of that, Myles Garrett against his O-line and really that whole defense for Cleveland. Myles
has got 15 sacks now?
I think he's got more than that. Well, whatever it is, he's well on pace to break the record, which is not.
I think it's 15 in 11 games. This dude is you just look at him. It's like he's always been awesome. He was awesome at A&M. He's always been awesome, but now he looks like a different type of he doesn't even look the same as the rest of the NFL players. He's just
and here's the deal. He's not the only person on this D-line or defense period. Now, I know they've had some good defenses overall in the past. They've had their moments, but now they got dudes, like just real dudes all across that defensive line that are causing havoc.
Well, they have seven or 8 sacks versus Josh Allen?
10. Oh, wait. Was 10. Josh Allen... Last week they had 10 sacks. Against Josh Allen, that wasn't last week, but I'm sure they...
was it Thursday? It was the Thursday night game, right?
I don't know. That's what they do. This team wrecks havoc on the defensive line and on that second level. Carson Schlesinger, he's not going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't think. I don't even see what. I don't know what the rankings are there. But if you watch the games, that dude is a fucking beast. I guarantee you.
Oh, he had 10 sacks for the Raiders. That's right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, last week against the Raiders.
Yeah, it was the Raiders.
So,
10 sacks.
Well, he didn't. The Browns did.
The Browns did, yeah. He only had 3.
Yeah, he only had 3. I mean, let's not go crazy.
Slacker.
So, yeah, Carson Schlesinger will win. He'll be an All-Pro at some point. I've seen enough of that kid to be like, holy shit. That dude pops up to the screen, and he's only a rookie. And if they can focus on McCaffrey and just hold him down, then I like
having a sneaky great year. He leads the league in carries, receptions by a running back, and total yards from scrimmage for the whole league. Like having just a crazy bounce back, really good year. And the 49ers, usually when he's doing that, we're like, oh, they're fucking awesome, and they're still not awesome. So it's like, yikes.
And I'm gonna read you since week 3 the 49ers have talked about you don't ever bet them coming off of a loss. Don't ever bet against them coming off a loss. Yeah. But I also mentioned that there's a trend going on where they don't win 2 in a row. They changed that last week. They finally did last week, and that's cool. But I'm going back to that will because here's the deal: since week 3, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Win-win, finally. So this is just the spot. Purdy, he doesn't have it. And whether it's he never has the arm strength to play in this weather, which he doesn't, but now he's dealing with that toe injury, that's going to affect his either his accuracy or his throwing power. This just sets up for an upset. Now, Shador can fuck me. He can just. I hate his whole
bite your tongue.
I hate his whole presence. I hate the cockiness we're seeing after him playing horrible.
That's just 1 week of prep. That's just 1 week of prep.
He's not good. He's not fucking
a whole offseason.
Now
it could be legendary.
Now remember you talked about this sets up as like how the legend grows when he's really not that good.
Yes.
Just let him win another game, fucking 13-10.
Let him beat the 49ers where he's still the worst. And the funny thing is I couldn't resist. Like at least in one post, I was like, okay, because I know it was Dov on Twitter, which he's a really smart football guy. And he did this on purpose. It was him being funny and clickbait, but he posted the screen pass. He's like, and you people said that Shador can't play. He's obviously legendary. And everybody's like, yes, King. That's our 12 ball. Like all these fans coming out and. So I was like, okay. I was like, he had the worst QBR of the week, and he's had the worst EPA plus CPOE of any quarterback. Gay. But it was funny. That was a funny bit. I enjoyed it. So I was like, but it's so funny that people don't understand that he's doing a bit. Like the fans,
because there's people that are actually buying into that. That's
of course. This went if they beat the 49ers, which great. I hope they do. I hope you hit this, and I hope he wins. And I actually hope he does awesome in the game. So then it really fucking skyrockets into something else.
I like some dogs to win outright this week, and this just happens to be one of them.
This type of shit used to annoy me, and now it entertains the shit out of me. Like, I love it. I love it. So I hope he wins. I hope you win. I hope they beat him by 20. I think those 4 touchdowns. All right, let's move on to those Seattle Seahawks hosting those Minnesota Vikings. Whew. Preseason line on this one, Longhorn. Seattle minus 1.5. We are up to 11.5, 12 at Westgate, 12.5 at Circa. The 2 sharpest books in town, 12 and 12.5 from 1.5. And the opener was 7.5. What the fuck is happening in Seattle? The whole Vikings team die? What is happening?
They're starting a quarterback that's named Max Brosner is what's happening. So
JJ's out?
Well, he's in concussion. So it's one of those I got it. Okay. Hey, you which we talked about on the Monday recap pod, like, hey, is it time to this dude's getting broken. And
I apologize for everybody for not knowing that. I've been traveling, so
it's fine. It's they announced him with concussion, which they couldn't pinpoint exactly where this concussion. He had symptoms on the plane. My head it's hurting after all these losses, and I can't even complete a forward pass. It hurts too bad. So
my ass hurts so bad from this kicking I've been getting. This is ridiculous.
So he's getting the Mercy IR.
This is the second Mercy IR stint.
No, that one was a real one. It just got extended because it got extended.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's not great. It's not good times for Mr. JJ.
Little
but
JJ.
With that said, I do need some favorites to like this week, and why not go with? Max.
Why not go with a team that literally fucking blows everybody out?
Tell me everything you know about Max Brosner, who played at Minnesota.
I knew that.
And he before that was something in New Hampshire. Which, did you know New Hampshire had a football team? I didn't. I don't know.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Go Seattle. Now, I do have pause because there is the defensive coordinator Flores. He knows Darnold. He watched him every day in practice. But man, you're reaching you're hoping and reaching that he can cause enough problems to keep you in a game when you're starting Max fucking Brosner. I can't do it. Give me Seattle.
All right, so the funny thing is, so with JJ, and I graded it 10.5, it was a no call. It was literally right on what my power ranking said, Seattle minus 11. So that's 11 points with JJ. You're only laying another point. Or, I mean, you can get a better number than that right now with Max Brosner. Yeah, I can't do anything but support you here. And the other part of that is it's a great matchup for Darnold, even through this Flores defense. He gains 1.5 to the BPG. It's one of his better grades of the year. And this fucking Minnesota running game loses a full point versus the Seattle defense, which means not going to be a lot of help for Mr. Max Brosner on the ground. So if you got Max Brosner and you're depending on him and him alone with the running game not doing very well, good fucking luck to you if you want to back Minnesota. I'm not going to have anything on the game, but I can't do anything but support your lean here to Seattle because, again, even with little JJ in there, it was a no call. Now, could be Max Brosner be better than JJ? Well, apparently every quarterback that's ever played not named Jamarcus Russell has been, so it could be an upgrade. It could be an upgrade.
It's going to be better.
So that could fuck you on your lean there for sure. But, again, first start in the NFL ever, I think, right? On the road.
I would certainly hope so. If I've missed a Max fucking Brosner start, then shame on me. Shame on me.
Oh, and I mean, it's, but Seattle's such an easy place to go play as a road opponent. So, it shouldn't be a big deal at all. No, that Seattle's that team, like, it's funny before, in years past, like we had the Baltimore where they were just bullies. Like, anytime they got a tin can in front of them, literally kick the shit out of them. And Josh Allen, for a small chunk of change there, they were the bullies that would kick the shit out of tin cans. I know that's what the other way now, where they don't do that anymore, but it's also because they've matured as a team, gotten bigger aspirations. So, but Seattle is that team right now that's just growing and getting into being a really good team. They're kicking the shit out of every tin can that walks in front of them. So
we'll get to Buffalo and them. I don't know that they're
good. Well, speaking of that, let's head there now up to Pittsburgh and them Yinzers. They're hosting those. Let's go Buffalo. Those fucking Bills. We got Buffalo in this one. Down to a 3-point favorite. Aaron, I think he's playing in this one. Or no, I know he is playing. Yeah,
he is.
I did hear that, and I did grade it with him in there. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and say it. I don't have anything on this one. This line is about right. It was high. I was liking Pittsburgh early in the week. There's a couple of things as I got through them maybe struggling to run the ball here, I didn't care for. So that's the reason why I didn't take them at the 4. Now I'm completely out at the 3 because I think the line's exactly right now. So I don't know, Longhorn, what do you got on this one?
Well, first of all, Yins think you're going to come down to Pittsburgh and just rolling here as 3.5-point favorites and win and whatnot. That's not how it's going to happen down there in Pittsburgh. You got to earn it, and I don't think that Buffalo, without the weapons, like you talk about malpractice as a GM. And what they're doing with this window. We've talked about these windows. Yep. Lamar, Burrow, and Josh.
Dude,
and
it's like these guys get fucking lazy. When you have a quarterback that's this good, you're like, yeah, but he wins, so we're fine. Like, it's like they literally get lazy, and they don't surround these guys with shit.
Yeah, we'll roll out there with Keon Coleman, Shakir, whatever his name. Dallas has...
We'll go some Brandon Cooks.
Dallas has 2 number ones.
Yeah.
2 number ones. Like, that's what you do with the Rams. 2 number ones.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, good God. Like, and this is off topic, but Burrow, Allen, and Lamar looks like I talked about one of those 3 needs to take advantage of this KC dip that is happening. It doesn't look like any of them are going to take advantage of it. It's probably, we'll see with Buffalo.
Since he's too far behind the gun now, and with
Buffalo has a shot. They'll be in the playoffs, but
playoffs?
Man, I'm not. Oh, by the way, this is one of the 2 danger zones. I have to do a danger zone on this. I just have to. Danger zone game of the week. Yeah, Yens ain't a handicapper worth his salt if you ain't picking the danger zone on this one. You ain't worth your salt. 3.5. We are doing ooh. 1 unit on the money on the 3.5, and I will wait for the money line to hear what you're gonna say. So just pause on the money line. Maybe nothing.
I don't have anything else. Like I said, the numbers right here. I got Buffalo winning by exactly 3 points.
Just the point spread then. Just one on the point spread. Yeah, just no weapons on the outside. And why that's a major factor against this team, because if you're gonna beat Pittsburgh and that
Pittsburgh,
you gotta the way you do it is take advantage of that shit ass fucking secondary, and I don't think Buffalo can do it. And if you get
I don't think they can do it.
If you get Josh Allen pressing, that's not where you want him. He still makes the mistakes, pressing too much. So yeah, everything builds up to this being a close game and one that Pittsburgh can steal. We'll see how it goes. Give me the 3.5 though.
All right, got you down 3.5. Let's move on. San Diego Superchargers. They're hosting our Las Vegas Raiders after the firing of Chip Kelly,
That's right.
their offensive coordinator. Preseason line on this was 6.5. We're sitting at 9.5 now. It was up at 10 earlier in the week. So line has come down. Money coming in on Vegas. The shit that has come out about Chip Kelly is unfucking believable. The fact the dude was literally calling in plays that he couldn't even get the language right to. I mean, I don't know what's happened to that dude. I seriously, and this is complete conjecture and just podcast bullshit, but he has like some of the symptoms of an addict. The dude doesn't sleep. Now he can't get his words right. Something is fucked up with that dude mentally. There were a lot of rumors around
addicted
UCLA.
to food. I mean,
Yeah, he's a big
we
fat
can
fatty.
see that.
No doubt. But
That's Andy Reid's got that, and he can still get fucking plays right.
yeah, he gets them right all the time. And he's got time for 1 million commercials in the offseason and still fucking comes up with new shit every year. But anyway, Longhorn, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, for absolutely no goddamn reason at all. This is the second Danger Zone game of the week. I don't have any reasons to back it up other than addition by subtraction from Mr. Kelly. I don't know. Look, it's a division game.
You want 1 unit, 9.5?
Yeah, just 1 unit on the 9.5, and that's
Nothing on the money line?
No,
Come on.
no. Well, what is the money line actually? Let's take a
dude.
gander. Oh my God, plus 400.
Yeah,
Yeah, give me a quarter.
that's a quarter unit.
I'll
yeah.
take a quarter on that.
Absolutely.
Why not? I'm counting on Harbaugh in a game where he's a huge favorite. It just feels like a Vegas spot. Feels like a game that's gonna be close. I'm counting on it to be a close game, just because Harbaugh doesn't. He's not the type of guy that presses the pedal down. So just now, I know they have history. This is the Pete Carroll and Harbaugh. There's a history there. So
Oh, yeah.
would Harbaugh say
No
fuck
love
this?
lost.
Would he say fuck this guy? Let me press the pedal down.
Are
Maybe.
they good enough to?
Yeah, and I don't think so. That's the other thing. Is I don't know that they're even good
I mean,
enough.
Vegas is bad enough that anybody should be able to fucking put their foot on their throat, no doubt. So that's the other.
But with
part
their
of that.
offensive line woes and the way Harbaugh, the way Herbert has looked just flustered at times. Although he is grading out as number 5 in the PFF.
He's not having a bad season.
Yeah, for what he's oh my God, look at his O line. I see 48, 57, 47, 40, and 53.
Isn't that bad though?
I guarantee you that's the worst in the NFL right now. Like, I mean, I look at these grades all the time in the NFL.
Oh, by the way, Herbert has dropped. So he was top 5 EPA plus CPOE. I look at this every week. I'd say top 5 for basically the first 8 weeks. He's down to 16 now. So obviously it's starting to really. He's behind Jacoby Brissett at this point.
Yeah.
So it's really starting to affect his play.
And that offensive line is nasty. The fact that Omari and Hampton got hurt and haven't they had
He didn't get cleared either, so he's not playing.
Yeah, he's not playing. Are they down to like the 3rd or 4th string running back? Because I know
And fucking, Max Crosby's coming for blood.
Oh
he's
yeah,
coming for,
and he's gonna.
That dude's motor never stops.
Yeah, I like the Raiders
is.
to keep this close. I like them to keep it close, and if they have a shot to win, fuck it, go get the win. Just why not? Go get the fucking win.
I am going to be heavily invested in this game as probably at least 50% of the survivor pool left that I'm in are all on the Chargers. Please, God, for the love of sweet baby football Jesus, the Raiders somehow, some way pull this game off. Now, I do have this game graded Chargers to win 24-19. That would be easily Raiders cover there. Herbert does gain half a point to the BBG against his defense. Geno loses a point and a half. Not good. But the Chargers lose half a point running game. They can't run already anyway. The Raiders grade out flat. They can't run either. So, whatever. That's why the Chargers are going to win. 41.5, though, is the total. Man, I kind of like the over here. I really do. See some wonky shit happen in this one. Some new wrinkles from the new offense. And then you look at the trends. So, Chargers coming off a bye, home favorite. We already talked about it. Not a great spot. 22-30-2. And then if you're coming off the bye and your home favorite and in the division since 2021, 7-13-2 ATS. That is 35% on an average line of 6, and they're not covering by 2.4 points a game. They're only winning this game 63.6% of the time. That is almost 4% below average, and they're only winning this game by 3.5 points. So I like the way the BBG graded it out. I like the Raiders here versus the spread. 10 points is too much. I know the Raiders suck. We all fucking know the Raiders suck. But whatever. I've got the Chargers win this game by 5, going slightly over the total. Yeah, it's Raiders and over here for me or nothing here. And please, for the love of God, for no reason at all except that the NFL is a great soap opera, please let the fucking Raiders go win this goddamn game and get us. If they win this game, Longhorn, and I win mine, and I'm not announcing who I am because I'm being very superstitious this week because I don't feel great about it. But if I win mine and the Raiders taking the Chargers, there is a very, very, very good possibility, especially with Baltimore already going down, Philly already going down. Who was it? Oh, no, that was probably the top 2 there. Those 2 already going down. And about half this league, we could be less than 150 people left for $100,000 after this weekend if the Raiders win. It's a possibility. I'll update everybody.
So go Raiders.
Go Raiders. All right. Let's move on to those Washington Redskins hosting those Denver Broncos. Now, this line, preseason, that's not even really worth mentioning because you got Daniels, blah, blah, blah. So that's fine. Everybody gets a pass on your preseason grades on this one. But this line was at 6.5, Longhorn. Down to 5.5. A lot of Skins money. A lot of Skins money in the marketplace coming off the bye. Both these teams actually coming off a bye. I'll get to those trends in just a second. But right now, sitting at 5.5 points for Denver. What do you got here?
I hate this game so much. Like I would never bet this game in a million years of my life. Although I will say this, there's 2 conflicting things that I see here. And number one, it's that Denver does not beat bad teams by a lot. They just don't. Like if you look at their schedule, even going back to Tennessee in week 1, they beat them
27-17.
All right, under safely under.
Slightly.
The Tennessee, they didn't cover against them. The next horrible team they played was the Jets. They won 13-11. We remember that overseas game. The next horrible team they played, the Giants. They won by 1 goddamn point. The Raiders. They played the Raiders. They won them by an impressive 10-7 game. So that just tells me against
but then
they
beat the shit out of the Cowboys.
Yeah, they'll play, and they beat the Chiefs.
Who doesn't beat the Chiefs? Jesus Christ!
They beat up on Burrow's Bengals. Was Burrow out then? I can't remember. Week 4, was he already out?
He was already out. Yeah, he was already out.
I can't remember. But then you go to the Commanders. Like I want to be. It feels like a game that I want to be on the Commanders. I really do. But then I look at their last. They're unbettable right now. They're just not. So I'm not gonna waste any time on this. I'm not betting them either side. Stay away. Just two kind of unbettable teams for different reasons.
So going into this week, this was my favorite bet of the week that I was going to make was on Washington.
What?
And it was. Power rankings. I already knew the power rankings would come out for Washington. There's too many points for Denver to be laying, especially on the road.
Yeah. Agree.
Total 43.5. Now, again, the weather could play a factor here. Maybe in DC, I haven't checked it, but I've got to go over the total. However, I have Denver winning this game 28-20. I think this could be the blowout of the fucking weekend. Mariota loses 1.5 to the BBG. This should be. I know. I'm putting myself out there for saying it, but this should be maybe Bo Nix's best game of his professional career. He gains 3.5 points to the BPG.
What?
On top of that,
that's a lot. I don't know if I've ever heard you say that much.
Lot. Washington loses 2 points to the BPG on their running game, which means Mariota's going to suck, and they're not going to be able to run. Denver's running game gains 1.5 points to the BPG. So I get 5 points of advantage over their average shit. The only thing that goes Washington's way is both of them come off a bye. So if you're home dog coming off a bye since 2021, great spot. 16, 9-1 ATS plus 2.2 points ATS on an average line of 4.5. That's well within this cover here at 5.5. They're losing 42% of the time by 2.2 points per game. Again, well within the cover. And on the flip side of that, Denver off the bye, away favorite, 14, 17 and 2 ATS, 45%. However, they're covering by 0.7 points on an average line of 4.3. That's slightly under the 5.5, winning 63.6% of the time. That's 4% below average, though. Only winning this game by exactly 5 points a game. We're right there just about at the spread. So the trends are very split, kind of tell you nothing. But matchup-wise, this could be the ass-whooping of the weekend, and that's what took me off of Washington. I can't do it. But I also can't lay, to your point, almost a touchdown with Bo Nix on the road. I just, physically, it makes me ill. Even
but if you had to. If this line was...
I'm laying them.
Okay.
It was 6.5 I was laying after I did my research. But I can't do it.
All right.
I
will actually change my in my pick'em pool from plus 6.5 Washington to minus 6.5 on Denver.
Yeah, that's the only way I could do, just because this matchup is so bad.
It feels better being on Denver. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel better that way.
If you could ever feel good about being on Bo Nix, I don't know. But again, I've never graded him this high, anything like that. And again, I know I'm putting myself out there. So if he goes out there and throws 3 picks and it's terrible, everybody's going to be on my ass. But again, I can only tell you what the numbers say. The numbers say he's about to have a fucking day.
Well, I was undecided either way. I was literally just, I don't know. I always default to the dog. So if you've got a feeling that this is a great spot for Denver, then that's enough for me.
All right, let's move on to, it's Monday Night Football. It's those New England Patriots hosting those New York Football Giants. Preseason line on this, New England -3. So, obviously, very warranted upgrades and downgrades, both sides. We're sitting at 7 across the board, Longhorn, on a flat number, too. DraftKings, DK is the only place I still 7.5 at still. So, this line's come down half a tick from the 7.5 it opened at, but not a lot of movement either way. Not a lot of money flowing in anyway. Let's check the money now. Yeah, I mean, it's 3% coming back on the Patriots at this point. So, again, it's been a very trickle. This is not a game that a lot of people are betting right now, which is understandable. You got fucking Thursday, slate of big Thanksgiving. You got Friday, huge slate of college football. Saturday, there's a lot of other things.
A lot of games and whatnot.
Yeah, a lot of people gathering other people's attention. I'll be very interested to see which way this goes as Sunday night kind of closes and people are wanting to get in on that action on Monday. But for right now, the market did come in on the Giants, is now steadied, and it's back on the Patriots. We'll see if it gets back to 7.5. I don't think it stays at 7.5. It's going to go.
So you're saying I don't get 7.5 officially?
No, I can't do that for you on this one just because that's only at one book.
Okay. And I'm on a roll of getting kind of motherfucked by half points on this podcast. So I was going to do
I try to be as generous as I can, but
the danger zone, but I'm not going to do it because I feel like that half point is going to come into play. But if it ticks up to 7.5 later in the week, I do like that. I like that. You got cluster injuries on the O-line for New England, and New England has been begging for a fucking letdown. Not just a letdown in like, we didn't play that well, but we still got the win, but just not winning. Just flat out not winning. It has to happen at some point. They're immune to the letdown, apparently. But with cluster injuries on the O-line and this pass rush for the Giants, and the fact that Jackson Dart is coming back, and he has kind of been, he's the heartbeat of this team, which says a lot about how bad they are. Because if he's your heartbeat, you're in trouble.
Their offense took a tremendous step up with famous Jameson there. I'll say that. Yeah,
but fine. But
I mean, I don't understand. Like, I get you want the kid to play. I understand. And you're not going anywhere anyway, so who cares? Put him out there. But, like, let's say if they were, like, middling around Cowboy territory, you would have to play Jameis in this spot. On the road in New England, you'd have to play Jameis in this spot. You wouldn't put the kid back in if this game meant anything to you.
Well, I mean, assuming that, well, there's a lot of assumptions there. So they're 2-10. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, not going anywhere. Who gives
you want to see what you got.
Yes,
you just want to see what you
100%, 100%.
And so just give me the 7.5 points, and cross my fingers that the pass rush for the New York Giants can help this team come down to earth. Which,
help me help you.
They're 10-2. They're at this point.
Yeah,
they got their sights on
that 8.5 a long time ago. They're looking for the number one seed.
Number one seed. Yeah, they got sights on the number one seed, and I'm sorry.
Number one seed.
I am just so I get that we've already lost.
Drake May, number one EPA plus CPOE quarterback in the entire NFL, by the way.
Yeah,
number one.
And we've obviously lost the under for the season total. You can lose the under on the season total, and that's still a large leap again to number one overall seed in the AFC. So at some point, there has to be some sort of crash and burn moment.
You would think.
You would think.
We sure they haven't seen it?
By the way, I'm looking it up because I don't remember. Do you remember their 2 losses? And we know Vegas was the first one in week 1.
Vegas was the first one.
Do you remember the other one off memory?
I don't. Actually.
Let's see what it was. Oh my God. In a million years. Actually, that I like that going forward because that makes me feel good about this game. It was to the I was to Pittsburgh in week. This team started 1-2. This team lost in week 1 and then week 3.
Yeah, we remember like at the first game, it was like, I feel good about it. After the second game, they won.
Oh my God!
And then they lost the third game. I was like, I feel great about the 8.5. That looks awesome. We're great. Okay. No worries.
Okay, they lost to the Raiders and the Stars, so they can certainly have a letdown against the Giants. And what do the Raiders and Steelers have in common as far as they have pass rush?
Black
players?
No, everybody has black uniforms.
Oh, okay. No, pass rush. Got
it.
Okay. I'm sorry, that is incorrect. We were looking for pass rushers.
No, that's correct.
Yeah. So Max Crosby, TJ Watt, common denominator, go to the Giants. I don't know. It's a reach, horrible handicap. I get that, but like this, go sack Drake May a bunch of times and make him look mortal. That's your only shot.
So I was looking at their success rates. It's like, okay, how are they winning these games? How they got to be trending up. So they're 11th in offensive success rate. That's not bad. I was like, well, their defense started horrible. They're still 20th in success rate on defense. Like this feels like such a fugazi fucking team. But week to week, their box scores don't say. They're not getting lucky. They're beating people pretty handily. Now, the only thing I've got to go against you here, and it's a pretty good one. So before the bye, away dogs 2021, that would be the Giants. 13-22 ATS, that's 37%. Not covering by 3.6 points per game on an average line of 5.8. They're losing this game 72% of the time on an average score of 9.5 points. They're losing by, and the Patriots are also going to buy a home favorite. That's the very best spot. 27-11, 71.1% on an average line of 5.2. Covering by 1.8 per game. They're winning this game by exactly 7. So to your point, maybe the 7.5 gets you there. But it's gonna by that it's gonna be tight. But it's a terrible spot for the Giants historically. Great spot for the Patriots. They're on this long winning streak. You get a vacation next week. All you have to do is get kick the shit out of the Giants.
There's no such thing as a good spot for the Giants. There's no such thing. Doesn't happen.
It just doesn't happen for them. Those poor fucking G-men. All right, boys and girls, that was all the wins coming to the air tonight, baby. Nope, wrong one.
Ooh.
All right, boys and girls, it's time. You've all been waiting on it. It's free. I said free picks of the week. Longhorn, lay it on them, baby.
Ooh. You want to do yours first? Go ahead and do yours first.
Sure. Let's go. You know what? We're going to go with South Dakota minus 19.5. Let's go ahead and 18.5 is what we got them at. Let's go ahead and lay the lumber there. This team is primed and ready to go on another run for another FCS National Championships as the playoffs start. Let's go with South Dakota minus 18.5 as your college free pick of the week.
Let's go with, I like to put some pressure on Bo Cephas in this situation, and he loved him some Bo Nix. He loves Bo Nix a lot. We've heard that all year. He really likes Bo Nix. So let's go Denver Broncos minus the 5.5. Is that the current line? That's what I'm saying. Let's go them. Denver Broncos on Sunday night to whoop up on them Washington Redskins and that.
All right, Denver minus 5.5. South Dakota minus 18.5 for my free pick. So obviously the Redskins are going to win outright. Everything I said about Bo Nix is wrong, and I'm going to look like an asshole. So anyway, that's your free picks of the week. But Longhorn, again, we are fucking 8-3, 2-1, 2-0. What's that all together? I believe that is 12-3, 12-4. 12-4 on the week already, plus the 5 units you got on the podcast on Thursday, just for fucking listening, kid. So tell them about the Patreon where they can find all these fantastic winners as we just continue to roll week after week after week.
Yep. Lot of big dicks and teasers and sounders and danger zones put it on the podcast. So let's have
Longhorn's
a big.
been fucking hot on those big dicks too. Like,
yeah,
he's always hot on the big dicks, but still.
Well, that's that won't make the cut. When they do the AI clips, this won't make it. And if it does, I
can't wait to say Longhorn's hot about big dicks.
I will exit out. I will make sure he goes out there. Go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/bet_FGH. Again, player prop, CK, NFL card, both Stevens, and I'm going to have a big card this week. So people, stop throwing away your hard-earned money against the game. Let the pros do the heavy lifting. And sign up, tell a friend, and join in the fun of watching football, drinking beer, and never be a book again. See you next
Ah, damn it, people never pay a book again. Steven Tyler, take us out, baby.